I'll explain the hair in a minute. Do you ever wonder why breeding animals or like buying a cat from a breeder is so expensive? Okay, so let's explain the hair. So about a week ago, we started getting soft stools all the way around the whole cattery. It was very strange, like not horrible, just softer than normal. And so I go look up online, what's some good fiber to put inside their stools to harden them up, and it suggests quinoa. So I go make some quinoa, put like a tablespoon, okay, a tablespoon of quinoa in over 2 cups of pre-made food, and it begins. So that helps all the adult cats. That helps so much. They're fine. But then all the kittens start getting even worse diarrhea. So for the last 4 days, I have spent about 3 hours, 3 of those days, and an hour and a half this morning cleaning up the nursery. Okay, 12 hours. 12 hours of my time. And people like, someone made a comment to me once, they're like, man, you must make bank if you're selling these cats for $2,000. And I was like, well, it seems like a lot of money for a cat. But last year, when I added up all my expenses for the cattery, and then divided that number by the number of cats that had gone through my house, the ones that were staying and breeding and the ones that had become kitten new homes, right? It was $973 per cat. Just expenses, just the expenses, not the time I spent making their food from scratch, not the time I spend deep cleaning the nursery, which happens, there's levels of deep cleaning. Like there's like a light deep cleaning, there's a medium deep cleaning, like the deep cleaning. The light and medium ones happen every week, every other week, and then once a month, maybe once every 6 weeks, I do a deep cleaning of the nursery. All of that. Making all their food from scratch, all the vet visits, all the time spent talking to people online. Like, and at some point, I added up my hours last year, and it was like between 700 and 750 because I was approximating. So I took how much money I made and divided it by the 750 hours I had spent last year. And guess what? It's my lowest paying job. Out of all my jobs, it pays me half as much as one of my jobs and pays me a quarter of the other job. So before you go thinking that I'm making all this money breeding cats and I'm some sort of like deviant for, manipulating Mother Nature's blah, blah, you need to get yourself in check because you have no idea how much energy and time go into raising pets. And after 6 years and a little over 60 cats, I can tell you right now, it is not for the faint of heart, okay? When kittens die, when they die in the first 48 hours, it's not quite as tragic. But when they die at 4 or 5 weeks old for whatever reason, that's hard emotionally. And to be honest and fair, the average number of kittens that are lost is 1 in 4, 25%. Over the 6 years I've been breeding, I've only lost 11.69% of my cats. So I'm, 1 in 10 basically. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. But it's emotionally draining. It's very hard. And talking to people, I've met some really crazy people through the cat community. Not just clients, but cat breeders. There's some crazy ass wild cat breeders out there. Okay, I'm still not over the legal battle from one of these cat breeders that started last November. So I just need to let you guys know, this is a full-time job. This takes up a lot of my time and a lot of my energy, and I love doing it. I love breeding cats, but I just think people need to know. It's not like I just sit in a room, wait for them to breed, they pop the babies out, and the babies never need help, and they're just fine the whole time. And no, it's nothing like that. Those first 3 weeks, I've had half my litters where I have to bottle feed a good half of the kittens inside that litter because the mom just doesn't make enough milk. Or Star, she had 9 kittens. She didn't have enough milk to supply those 9 kittens. So I was bottle feeding them every 2 to 3 hours for weeks. And this is the second time we've had a poop issue. The other poop issue was about 2 or 3 years ago, and it was when we brought a new cat in, and I'm assuming that cat must have brought something with them because we were totally 100% fine. Nothing was wrong. And all of a sudden, diarrhea, diarrhea, diarrhea. We had just moved into the house. We had been here 2 months and we had explosive diarrhea. I'm talking on the walls, on furniture, all over the ground, covering the cat trees. And like even right now, yesterday, I had to throw out 3 cat trees because they were ruined by the diarrhea. I can't clean that up. And there's another one upstairs that I paid $160 for, a really nice cat tree. I'm gonna have to throw that away too. The couch upstairs, which to be fair is 40 years old because grandma gave it to me, it's also been ruined. That has to be thrown away. Like, so I lost a total of 4 cat trees and a couch in under a week. Do you know how much it costs to replace that? It'll probably cost me at least $300 to $400. So it's one of those things where if someone sets a price, 95% of the time, it's a fair price. It's what it is that they feel like their time and energy and investment is worth. And so when you're investing in a cat from Silver Screen Bengals, you have to know that I take incredible care of them and spend so much time and energy and money on them. And, I've met a lot of cat breeders that like their males just live in like a little catio or in an outdoor barn or whatever, but they never come inside the house. They're out there alone all the time, isolated in a cage. Not mine. I know plenty of them that like, there are people that never bring the kittens into the main space, that they're always away. And I think like they call it like closed door homes. We have a closed floor home. The cats are only allowed to be upstairs. They don't come downstairs. The downstairs is not cat proof. Like it's impossible to keep a 3,000 square foot house completely cat proof with this many cats. And over time they grow through it, and like as they get older it becomes less of an issue, but no, they don't come down here. And so it's like, I don't know, I'm just really, really exhausted of people being so stupid as to think that I'm over here making tons and tons and tons of money. Like half the money last year was gone. So at some point I had sold 22 kittens and people were like, you just made $40,000 in the last 2 weeks. And I was like, and that was the only pay I got for the entire year. And then I had to take out $19,000 of expenses. And so that $20,000 for a whole year, what is that per month? 8 divided by 12. 600-ish? So like basically $1,600 a month. Could you live off that? No, you couldn't. So you're probably gonna have another job. So which I did. I was a dance teacher, a professional dance teacher and performer for years. Okay, and I retired from that job last year after almost 20 years of professional dancing. And you have to supplement your income. Like, I don't know. I just have this feeling people think I'm just sitting around on my ass and I'm just like pulling in thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and doing absolutely nothing. It's not true. It's not true. And I just really encourage you to be more respectful of the prices that people set. And, even inside the cat community, for the quality that I have, the quality of their coats, the quality of the markings on their coats and their personalities, like all of my cat breeder friends, they start at $3,000, half of them. And the other half are at $4,000. And so it's like, for real, like if you need to support businesses, support us, because we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes and you have no idea. It's kind of like when you go and pay for like a haircut. And the reason why this happened is because last night I was just so stressed. I wanted to run my fingers through my hair and I ended up getting a perm and I just basically pulled all the curl straight out. I mean, it was beautiful yesterday. And I was just like, I can't do this. I just need to sit here and like self-soothe. Like I'm going to go crazy because I've literally spent over 12 hours in the last week just cleaning up cat shit. That's all. Diarrhea cat shit. Do you know what that's like? Do you know what it's like when you go to bed and they diarrhea like right after that, and then by the morning it's dry, so you have to like wipe up what you can, hoping to God you don't throw up because of the way it smells. Then you just soak it down and let it sit there for a minute, and you got to scrub it up basically. It's not fun. It's not fun. They shit all over the rug that was in there. So that rug went outside to get cleaned, hopefully, and I think it actually ended up being moldy as it was drying. So we'll see how that goes. But it's like, it's a lot of work. That $2,222 I charge you for a cat, it's fair. It's fair, and I promise you, after having Bengals for almost 7 years, Bengals are amazing. They're amazing animals. You know, they have the qualities of a cat where they're fast and agile and they purr, but they're loyal like a dog and they wrestle like a dog and they kind of howl like wolves. I mean, like a Bengal is literally one of the most incredible animals I've ever had. And I think it probably is. I honestly, I can't think of another pet I liked more than any of my Bengals or anyone else's pets, except their Bengals. So for real, give it a break, guys. Just pay the people what they're worth. You know, I guarantee you that some of these people that don't want to pay me what I'm worth for those cats are probably the same people who go to work, don't work very hard, and expect a raise every single year and are demanding more money. So if you want to pay people, if you want to make more money and you want to be more respected, treat other people with the same respect that you want. Honor their prices. Don't say things like, oh my God, that's an outrageous amount of money. No, it's not. I've contemplated so many times literally itemizing all the money and time that I spent and showing it. That might be my next video.